having the wind knocked out of you, and ears, eyes, nose, mouth full of sand and water. It's just panic. It's just sheer panic. The only way I can describe it is like putting a rag doll in a washing machine. And words don't describe it. They cannot. Once you're a fisherman, you'll understand, once you're by the water, nothing else matters. Your mind is clear. Your day-to-day problems are not at the back of the head. They're gone totally. It's just you and the water and the surroundings. It's great. It's good for the soul. Henry Gilbey's film that I came across doing the tests in the wave pool about life jackets. And basically I've just followed that all the way through, and I mentioned it to my wife.
When I saw that film, I said to him, you know, we've really got to get you a life jacket. We do everything for our boys, belts and braces and life jackets and this and that. But for himself, no, I'm fine. I've got my phone, I've got my radio, I'm fine.
She basically bought me the life jacket as a surprise. I got it on my birthday list. So I wore the life jacket for the first time during the Cornish Lure Festival and got to grips with it straight away. After a couple of hours, I didn't even know I got it on. It was so comfortable, really comfortable. And then, yeah, so about 5 or 6 times I'd worn it, and then, yeah, I had the incident. So I got my kit on and walked down to the beach, and I spent 10-15 minutes up the top, just basically watching the sea, keeping my eye on the sea. And I got a nice platform to stand on. So I made my way down and started fishing. You see, the sea was about 70-80 yards away receding. There's no problem whatsoever. I've done it hundreds of times. So I went back, got my rod, put my bag on my back, stepped out, and I took about a dozen steps, and I could hear something. I could see a small rush of water coming in. So I stood there and braced myself, and it rushed up to my knees, and no problem. But not even 30 seconds, there was a louder noise, a big noise. And I put my cap lamp back on again to be faced by a wall of water. And I didn't have time to react. And before I knew it, it was on top of me. It knocked me clean off my feet, knocked me backwards, upside down, basically into the rocks upside down. And it was just a commotion, just an absolute commotion. And then when I hit the rocks and it knocked all the wind out of me, that's when panic set in. That's when real fear set in. And I had no control of what was going on around me whatsoever. Panic doesn't explain how I felt at that time. Everything filled with water and filled with sand, and the rush of water going back to the sea started dragging me back to the sea. And that's when I knew I was in real trouble.
We've been together since I was 17. And he's always been there. Always. He's always been my rock. To lose that person, that friend, that soulmate, that person who's always got your back no matter what. So the emotional side of it for me doesn't even bear thinking about.
And I can remember crying to myself, no, no, not like this, please not like this. And it must have dragged me for 30, 40 yards. I can remember trying to dig my heels into the sand, going backwards. The sea wanted me. It was not going to let me go. And as soon as I went underwater, my life jacket went off. There was another wave came in directly after that and put my back to my feet, which righted me to my feet, which I managed to grab onto a rock with one hand and pulled myself to the rock and stood there for 20-30 seconds while the rest of the water rushed past me. I was sobbing, absolutely sobbing, petrified, terrified. Words cannot explain it. I could not do anything, and if it wasn't for that life jacket, there's no questions asked. I wouldn't be sat here talking to you today. Yeah, it saved my life.